yet consistently defy the odds. They are not just athletes, they are gladiators, daredevils, dangerously skilled and fearless in nature, the perfect recipe to become a Formula One world champion. Fangio, Senna, Schumacher, all drivers staking a claim as the greatest of all time. Yet one man still dominating on track is perhaps making the strongest claim of all. This man is Lewis Hamilton. Racing driver, fashion designer, and a catalyst for change, Lewis Hamilton is a global superstar whose 7th world championship secured in Istanbul made him not only statistically the greatest of all time, but a titan of world sport. His monumental achievements standing alongside those of Michael Jordan, Lionel Messi, and Usain Bolt, each undisputed in their genius. Before his Formula One career, Lewis Hamilton's destiny was set in motion at the Autosport Awards, where he met team founder Ron Dennis, who told him he would one day race for him in F1.
I met Ron and I went up to him and I was very confident. I said, one day I want to drive your car or something like that. He wrote down, quote me in 9 years and I'll sort you out a deal.
A dream turned reality. With multiple junior titles, including GP2, now F2, and astonishing drives. Just like his childhood idol, the late, great, 3-time F1 world champion Ayrton Senna, Hamilton followed in his footsteps and joined the iconic Formula One team, McLaren, in September of 2006.
Put money on Lewis Hamilton taking a victory in his first season?
That's a difficult one. I mean, at the end of the day, as I said, my goal, as well as the team, is to win. So it's a new experience for me. So I just want to take it slow and do the best job I can. So if that means winning, then hopefully.
Lewis Hamilton's raw talent was about to be witnessed by millions across the globe. On his debut race in 2007, Lewis passed his teammate Fernando Alonso for third into turn 1.
Stunning start by Lewis Hamilton!
Declaring his intentions and an intra-team war with the Spaniard, with his clear number 1 status in jeopardy.
It's a great start for me, great start for the team, and I'm looking forward to the next race.
He finished third behind Alonso in Australia, which was the first of 9 straight podiums, including Monaco, where McLaren were forced to call off their dogfight for the lead.
You can tell Lewis is frustrated, can't you? Since they told him, that's it boys, hold station behind Fernando Alonso.
When you're taking these decisions, you have to think for the team.
Following Monaco, an emotional breakthrough for Lewis in Canada, a chaotic race that the Brit led lights to flag.
What a drive, what a mega star we've got on our hands with Lewis Hamilton. Absolutely sensational, faultless, brilliant performance.
It was Hamilton's maiden win and a mega father and son moment.
I have to dedicate this one to my dad, because without him, this wouldn't be possible.
The fire returned for the next race in Indianapolis. Hamilton kept cool under maximum pressure, but it was far from over. With flames engulfing the team in Hungary, where Alonso sat in the pit box to block Hamilton for the final Q3 run.
Not gonna make it.
My teammate didn't complete the lap, and I crossed the line with 2 or 3 seconds, so it was really, really tight. And these things unfortunately happened today to us.
The Spaniard getting even, but it was Hamilton who had the last laugh. He led every lap of the race to claim his 3rd win of the season and pile even more pressure on teammate Alonso. Both would carry the championship fight to the final race. Despite Hamilton's chances plummeting in China, where he cruelly got beached in the gravel, sliding off due to the lack of tread left on the tyres. A dramatic race in Brazil came next. Lewis stuck in neutral and forced to fight through the field. In the end, to no avail. An incredible debut season for Hamilton, but without the fairy tale ending.
Kimi Räikkönen is world champion.
Yet his father knew this was just the beginning for the talented young driver.
You didn't win it this year, but against the twice world champion in the same car, you actually beat him in the world championship.
It might sound strange, but I'm not disappointed. I believe that my son, Lewis Hamilton, is going to be the greatest driver that's ever hit this business. And all the euphoria, it'll come.
In 2008 was a fresh start with new teammate Heikki Kovalainen. But it was not the Finn he'd be fighting. It was Ferrari and Brazilian Felipe Massa, who emerged as his main rival during the season. Hamilton's season got underway exactly how he would have planned it, by claiming a victory in Australia, which saw a moment of joy with childhood friend Nico Rosberg, who claimed his first podium in F1.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you very much.
A relationship that would later be put to the test. He would go on to capture his maiden win in Monaco and a famous victory in a rain-soaked Silverstone. Arguably his greatest ever, with more than a minute's lead. But clashes with the Iceman, Kimi Raikkonen, cooled his momentum. In Canada, where Hamilton crashed into him in the pit lane.
I apologise to Kimi if I've ruined his race, but no, this sort of thing happens, so.
And in Belgium, where he was stripped of the win for cutting the final chicane.
He took an advantage, that's clear, and that's my opinion, so it doesn't change.
A refueling hose drama for Massa in the Singapore night that left him 13th set up the greatest ever final round title showdown. Brazil, where rain created chaos. Massa did what he had to do, winning his home event for the second time, but incredibly, so did Hamilton, passing Toyota's Timo Glock for 5th at the final corner on the final lap at the last race.
Glock, is that Glock going slowly?
It is, it's Glock! Oh my goodness me! Hamilton's back in position again!
Guys, I'm speechless.
I'm standing here world champion, I can't believe it. I've cried, my heart's feeling so much strain right now because I think it was the same for everyone. But I'm just very proud of the team and my family as well.
"2009 brought with it changes to F1, changes that didn't favour the McLaren team, as Hamilton's reign would prove to be short-lived. McLaren's difficult start was compounded by controversy in Australia, where Hamilton passed Toyota's Jarno Trulli under the safety car, the Italian going off at the penultimate corner. But while he was instructed to let him pass, McLaren team manager Dave Ryan told him to hide that instruction from the stewards in order to secure him a podium finish.
By the grace of God, I managed to bring the car home. I was in 4th, and I was overtaken under yellow flags by Trulli, so I gained my position back and was 3rd. So podium finish in our first race with what we have was way more than we expected.
The investigation in Malaysia led to Hamilton being disqualified and an emotional apology from the Brit to the world's media.
Sincerely apologise to the stewards for wasting their time and for making them look silly. I'm not a liar, I'm not a dishonest person. I would like to say a big sorry to all my fans who have believed in me, who have supported me.
Formula One dominance would stay in Britain, it seemed, with Brawn's Jenson Button winning 6 of the first 7 races. In contrast to Button's success in Turkey, Hamilton was fighting his own battles, just not where he'd want them.
It's embarrassing. I can't even keep up with the frickin' Renner in front of me.
It took until Hungary, after 5 consecutive finishes outside the points for Hamilton's season, to look up. A masterclass drive and retirement from the race leader, Alonso, whose tyre wasn't secured at his stop, saw him back on the podium for the first win as reigning world champion. One he dedicated to Massa, then in hospital, after a terrifying incident in qualifying.
A sad day for us to see Felipe not here with us today. Hopefully I speak on behalf of all of us. We miss him and wish him well and wish him a speedy recovery.
A feat he repeated 4 races later, under the lights in Singapore, but it wasn't enough to fight for the title, and Jenson Button held on to claim the Formula One World Championship. Sebastian Vettel coming second and ready to stake a claim for the throne. New hope dawned in 2010, with McLaren in the mix, along with Red Bull and Alonso-led Ferrari. But Hamilton's new teammate, reigning world champion Jenson Button, got the jump with victories in Australia and China. Inevitably, Lewis fought back after a dramatic moment in Turkey that saw the Red Bulls tangle.
Oh, dear, they've come together! Webber and Vettel have come together. That's what was going on there.
Hamilton battled his teammate Button to claim victory. He also went on to win in Canada.
Yes!
as a 4-race podium hot streak. And while his last win for 2010 came in Belgium, handing him the standings lead, 2 retirements meant a long shot for the title at the final race in Abu Dhabi. Ultimately, Sebastian Vettel lifted his maiden crown not only for the World Championship, but as the sport's newest hotshot. By the end of 2010, Lewis had 14 race wins to his name and was steadily creeping up the leaderboard in F1's pantheon of greats. However, no one could have predicted an Adrian Newey-led domination that would follow.
Fantastic set, brilliant way to start the year, fantastic.
Leaving the lightning-quick Brit trailing in the wake of his German counterpart. In 2011, wins for Hamilton in China, Germany and Abu Dhabi were the high points of the season, categorised by disappointment.
Hamilton gets frustrated and drives up alongside and into the side of Felipe Massa.
I think it's been freaking ridiculous, personally. I've really got to be... Actually, I don't really give a what I say, to be honest.
Felipe just turned in already.
Tensions were running high, which was clear to see on the track.
Good job,
Jenson Button was his first teammate to outscore him, and all Hamilton could do was watch as Vettel claimed his second world title.
Sebastian, you're the 2011 world champion, well done.
2011 was a year to forget for the British driver.
A lot of the game that we're playing is psychological, you know, and it's been a difficult year for me in many, many ways.
Hamilton vowed he'd come back stronger in 2012, which he did, but it was anyone's game with 7 different winners from the opening 7 races.
I have to smile in the face of adversity, you know, no matter how painful it will be, it's do or die, and that's why I have to go out there and race my heart out.
Hamilton, the last of these, with a fight-back drive in Canada.
We finally did it, we finally got a win. I'm really so happy, and I want to dedicate this one to all the fans out there who have always supported me no matter what.
But crashes and reliability issues took their toll on title hopes. With a gearbox gremlin in Singapore, the final straw. After 6 years at McLaren, he found himself with a decision to make. Whether to stay with the team who brought him into F1, or roll the dice and join an emerging force with huge ambitions. Mercedes. The moment of truth. A Singapore hotel meet with the now late 3-time F1 world champion Niki Lauda, who managed to turn Hamilton's head with plans for domination and a chance to replace the legendary Schumacher, bowing out for the 2nd time. It was a leap of faith, with Mercedes yet to fire. The F1's turbo hybrid era was coming, and the silver arrows were soon to be golden. Jerez 2013 saw the launch of Mercedes W04. It was a big moment for Hamilton, who was reunited with ex-karting teammate and friend, Nico Rosberg. The German, though, was every bit as ambitious, having seen off Schumacher across their 3 seasons together. We did not have to wait long for the cracks to emerge, where team orders kept Rosberg behind Hamilton in 3rd.
I can go so much faster. Just let me drive fast.
Negative, Nico.
Hamilton had to wait until Hungary for his maiden Mercedes win, an excellent drive that would prove to be the first of many, and a win that would ensure he maintained his run of winning a race in every season he has competed.
This is probably one of the most important Grand Prix wins of my career. To move to a new team, to win for Mercedes-Benz, is just a real privilege.
Meanwhile, Vettel stormed to his 4th consecutive crown, with 9 straight wins to end the season and 13 overall, a record-equaling run.
I just love driving cars, you know, it's nothing more than that.
But the tables were about to turn, with Mercedes going all in, with F1's forthcoming innovative but complex turbo hybrid era. 2014, and the W05 was in a league of its own, meaning the gloves were off. Under the lights in Bahrain, the duel in the desert was claws out with the pair on the limit.
We are pushing flat out to the end of the race.
I was on the knife edge the whole time, but it was great fun and, of course, a real relief when I got across the line.
I strongly dislike coming second to Lewis.
Hamilton taking the win, as he did 4 of the first 5 races.
Even I never thought when I came to this team that we would be having 4 wins in a row and 4 1-2s for the team. And to have such a big gap to the other guys, it's really, really remarkable.
The games continued in Monaco, where Rosberg locked up in qualifying and went straight on, ruining Hamilton's lap. This helped Rosberg to victory, 1 of 5 that year. But war broke out in Belgium, where the pair were dicing for the lead on lap 2. Rosberg, who was attempting to pass Hamilton at Les Combes, sheared his front wing on his teammate's tyre, causing a puncture and Hamilton's exit.
Nico hit me. Nico's hit me. That's not cool, guys.
For which Rosberg was dressed down by the team.
This is an absolutely unacceptable race for us. In lap 2, our drivers crashing into each other. Unbelievable.
Hamilton then went on to charge with 6 of the next 7 wins, making it 11 overall, to wrap up his 2nd title and his 1st for Mercedes, which were miles ahead of the competition.
Really explain how much this means. It means even more than the first one. It feels like it's the first time, and I feel so blessed.
"2015 was the rematch, but Hamilton was in control from the outset, with 3 of the first 4 wins in Australia, China, and Bahrain. Hamilton's controlled win in Canada, his first of 7 from the next 10, put him in pole position to seal his 3rd crown, equaling his idol, Ayrton Senna. Hamilton was in a league of his own and looked to seal the championship in Austin's famous circuit of the Americas.
It is the championship in 2015.
3 times world champion, Lewis.
That's the greatest moment of my life.
A very humbling experience, especially to equal Ayrton Senna, who meant so much to me and still does today.
His uncompromising pass on pole sitter Rosberg into turn 1 that forced him wide destroyed their already delicate friendship, and the German vowed to never again play number 2. Rosberg won the next 7 consecutive races, crossing into 2016, before their battle went nuclear in Spain.
Hamilton's had a massive crash, and he's crashed into his teammate, the 2 Mercedes.
Then in Canada, with contact into turn 1. And in Austria, the tension building to a last lap clash. But following a 4th place finish in Germany, Nico took control of the championship after the summer break, claiming 3 of the next 4 races.
Yes, come on, guys! Come on!
Malaysia saw Lewis in cruise control, knowing that a win would keep the championship in his own hands. But fate was about to play a vital role.
Just when it all started to go right for Lewis Hamilton.
It definitely is tough to see all those points disappear when you work so hard to get them, but it's a very, very odd feeling right now, I have to say. It's very hard to stand here and be all positive.
Hamilton dug deep.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
And won in USA, Mexico, and in Brazil, ensuring the title went down to the wire in Abu Dhabi. An epic showdown where Hamilton had few options but to try and force Rosberg out of the podium place he needed for the title. The team failed in its attempt to break up their combat, but Rosberg kept his cool to take 2nd place and claim his one and only title.
Yes! World champion! Nico, you are world champion.
You know, it's a long, long year to then end up at the end and not get the result you want. It's definitely tough, but, you know, big congratulations to Nico because he did everything he had to do. I would just say, you know, congratulations and for him to enjoy it because I'm going to come and fight hard next year to take it back.
Abu Dhabi gave Hamilton not just his 10th victory of 2016, but a new teammate, with Rosberg shocking the sport just 5 days later.
You're retiring.
Yes, amazing. It feels great. Yeah, you know, I've achieved my childhood dream. I'm following my heart, and that's the direction that is giving me.
After 10 years in the sport and 53 race wins, Lewis was undoubtedly one of the best of his generation. But as he entered another year, the question remained, is he one of the greatest ever? 2017 would see Lewis with a new teammate in Valtteri Bottas. The Finn signed up to calm the waters at Mercedes, a year that would prove to be a showdown season with four-time world champion Sebastian Vettel, the two most successful drivers of their generation going toe-to-toe in the two best cars. The pair exchanged blows at the first 7 races, with Hamilton left chasing a 25-point deficit after Monaco. Lewis would strike back in Canada, but the rivalry hit new heights in Azerbaijan, where Vettel bumped Hamilton.
Vettel literally just came alongside me and turned in and hit me.
Thinking he'd been brake tested under the safety car.
Looks like headrest is just a little bit loose at the back.
The Mercedes driver's race then came undone, just as his head rested, forcing a pit stop for repairs.
Fantastic job. What can I say about these fans? I see you out there. Thank you. God bless you.
Hamilton, however, entered a league of his own, winning 6 out of 8 races from Britain to USA, including a win in Italy, where he not only secured his 69th pole position to eclipse Schumacher's all-time record, but the championship lead for the first time. This set up a championship winning race in Mexico, where a collision with Vettel at the start meant Lewis had to fight his way back to the points.
I've got a flat tyre, guys, flat tyre.
P9 was enough to secure his 4th world championship, equaling his rival Vettel. 2018, the fight to 5. Who could equal the great Fangio? The halos were on, and Vettel looked to be in the hot seat with 3 wins from the first 7. But Hockenheim was the turning point, with Vettel going into the barriers in the rain.
Sake.
And Hamilton winning from 14th on the grid.
What an amazing job by you guys. Thank you so much.
In dramatic scenes, the tone was set for the rest of the season. 2018 would prove to be a season to forget for Vettel. Hamilton's consistency proving too much for the prancing horse, as Lewis charged on to set up another title-winning race in Mexico.
You know, it's an incredible feeling, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all the hard work my dad did, all my family. So, yeah, a very humbling experience.
Into 2019, Hamilton was no longer the hotshot rookie, but he was the kingpin and the driver that all new rookies wanted to dethrone. It was Bottas who emerged as a new rival, with the Finn untouchable in Australia.
Yeah! How about that? Thank you, guys.
However, Hamilton was on a mission and kept the hammer down, winning 6 of the first 8 races.
Yes! Come on!
A mid-season Ferrari resurgence
P1, Sebastian.
would not be enough to stop Hamilton, who set up a championship-winning race in Austin, eclipsing Fangio.
Overwhelming, if I'm really honest. It's an honour to be up here with those greats.
Hamilton and the paddock was now looking ahead to 2020 with perhaps one eye on that impossible 7th championship, the one that would equal Michael Schumacher's record, a feat no one thought achievable only 15 years prior. But 2020 would prove to be the biggest challenge yet. The world turned upside down with the COVID-19 pandemic.
We're terribly disappointed that the event can't go ahead.
These are challenging times, and I think we've made the decisions we have to make.
Australia cancelled and the season start delayed. Hamilton used the time to refresh, giving him strength for tough times.
Lewis Hamilton has a 10-second stop-go penalty.
With penalties in Austria, Monza and Russia costing him wins.
Anything to slow me down, but it's okay.
But luck didn't always desert him. With the rest of the season to date, a reminder to the F1 world why he is the man to beat, including in Portugal, where he took his 92nd career win to become Formula One's all-time leader for race wins.
Lewis, 92.
Naturally couldn't have done this without all of you. Thank you so much for continuing to believe in me, continuing to strive for perfection.
Lewis went on to show the world why he was top of that list. In Istanbul, a wet weather masterclass en route to his record-equaling 7th title.
That's for all the kids out there who dream the impossible. I believe in you guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support.
Earned across 14 seasons at the pinnacle of motorsport, Hamilton staying true to the message on his helmet. Still I rise. Above the sport's greats from Giuseppe Farina to Schumacher, as well as those in between, rising beyond the Brits' wildest dreams. His latest successes, all in his dream machine, one that has powered his F1 career right from the start. A potent combination that will no doubt see Hamilton race on to even greater heights, further cementing his claim as the greatest of all time.